Well, what an exciting week this has turned out to be. If it weren't enough with Millipede putting up the energy bills and finding out that you could get heart and lung disease from charging a milk float, today, the news I've been waiting for nearly 5.5 weeks. For it has been that long. Could be 6 weeks, to be honest. But I think it's 5.5. You know, and accuracy is key when you're dealing with floaters. Because, finally, after all those days, 35, 40 days, 40 days and nights in the wilderness, the government grant for milk floats, up to 3,750 quid, finally has 2 cars in the 3,750 quid bracket. I say cars. We're going to have to use that term lightly from this moment on. Because the first one is the Ford Puma E. There's a video on it somewhere. It's shit. There's a reason only driving instructors have these things. And there's a reason Kazoo went bust when they were supplying all these things. Jesus, it's hot in here. I might have put roof down. Hang on. We can do that while I'm talking. Yeah, here we go. So, there's a reason. But, at the same time, one of the best selling cars in Britain in the petrol and diesel version. And to be honest, I don't think that enhances it much. But, nevertheless, it's a popular thing. And now, you can get a discount of 3,750 quid off one in the form of a government grant, should you want to go and buy one. Personally, you need your head ready if you're going to do that. But, who am I? However, it's the other car on the list that I'm interested in today. Look at that. I mean, it's a thing of engineering beauty, that, isn't it? It just is. It's a marvellous, marvellous thing. Look at that. There we go. Now I'm sat in nice bit of fresh air. Which I wouldn't be if I was charging an EV. Because the other car that has qualified, and I've got to admit, I didn't know what it was. I had to look it up. And then I had to go through all the details on it. So I did. It is the Ford E-Tourneo Courier. Yep, same as me. Not a fucking clue. However, it turns out it's just as ugly as all the other milk floats. It's no different. Here she comes. Yeah, and to be fair, right, if I split the screens, so you get a full half page, in theory, this bit now should be me, and that bit should be pictures of the car. It don't get any better when you get a bigger picture of it. It don't look any better from behind. It don't look any better from the side. It looks awful. However, I'm sure they've packed it with technology to make sure that it may look awful from the outside, but it's absolutely brilliant to drive, and it'll be one of the best milk floats on the road. Except, of course, it's not, because I wouldn't have said that otherwise. It has a grand total of 136 brake horses powers. I mean, most milk floats are up around 250, 300. Not this. They've geared this right down to 136. I don't know why. I can only presume it's a cost-cutting exercise, but then again, surely batteries are batteries, aren't they? I mean, if you're going to put 156 cells in a battery, why not put 160 in and make it a bit more powerful? I wouldn't even know if that's how it works. Oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about. No, I don't. You're right. And do you know why? I don't fucking care. I don't care about kilowatt per hours. I don't care about kWh, kWs. Please don't go. I don't care about ABC, 1, 2, 3. You're the one for me. I just don't fucking care. And now my neighbours know I don't care, though I think they knew that already. Because this 136 brake horsepower sewing machine engine, not an engine, is it? It's some sort of motory type thing. Anyway, it comes with a top speed of 90 miles an hour. Oh, I didn't know it was 1967. I mean, even in 1967, the Ford Anglia did more than that. 90? I know the speed limit is 70, but that's not the point, is it? Because it's only 136 brake horsepower and it's only 90 mile an hour top speed, it also means that it accelerates at the speed of a traditional milk float. with a 0 to 60 time of 10.4 seconds, or to put it in metric terms, about a week. You ain't beating nothing off the traffic lights with that. But never mind, I'm sure, right, that by doing that and like clamping down on the battery and making it slower and everything else, that means it's got a much better range. Because I've been told by milk floats for the past few weeks, me banging on about how these milk floats haven't got any range, when these milk floats now have 350 or 400 mile ranges, and they're getting bigger all the time, and you don't know what you're talking about, fatty. And I think you'll find, well, I think you'll find that I have the official figures right here. Here they are. Oh, what's that? 179 mile maximum. We all know that's not achievable. That's like Volkswagen saying their diesels used to do 50 mile to the gallon. It's just bollocks. So we know the 179 ain't going to happen, because no one's driving at a steady 52 mile an hour for 179 miles without deviating, without any of the controls, without any of the climate control, without any rain, without any wind, without any sun, without any cold weather, without any hot weather, without any of the lights that you could go do in daylight. And all those other things. So we know that's bollocks. We know that's bollocks. The other figure, though, I think is a lot more accurate. 127 miles of motorway driving, start to finish. That's the absolute maximum. That means that if I was to drive at a steady 52 miles an hour from here, in sunny St Austell, I would get to Taunton. Let's say Taunton Dean Services. They have a fast charge. They have a fast charger there. You'll be fine. You'll be on your way in no more than an hour, provided that it's available, not broken, nobody else is using it. And in the meantime, you can go in and fill up on the expensive cost of coffee. But that 127 mile an hour, 27 miles is, of course, under perfect conditions, which means that this thing isn't even getting me to the motorway. It's going to get me to Exeter, where they do have a magnificent range of chargers, so I know I'm going to be all right. But then I'm going to have to stop at Bristol. Yeah, I am going to get to Bristol. But I am going to have to stop to Bristol. Let's assume I'm going London for West Ham. I am going to have to stop before I get to West Ham, because I'm going to have to stop somewhere on the M25. So that's 3 stops to London. That's 3 steps to London. Wop, wop, ooh. Bit of Eddie Cochran. So that's 6 altogether. So that adds a minimum, of course, providing the chargers are available. And don't tell me it'll charge in 20 fucking minutes. It won't. It's a small battery. It's going to take fucking ages to charge, provided you can get a charger that works. That's 6 hours on your journey time up there and back. Should go up in about 4.5 hours. I'm now going to take 6.5 hours. It's now going to take me 6.5 hours to get back. That's 13 hours instead of 8. I mean, it's just... And for what? Save the planet. Because I'm not witnessing climate change here. It's quite pleasant, actually, I suppose. It's August, end of August, isn't it? Coming to the end of summer. Maybe I am witnessing climate change. And if so, if this is the result of climate change, then keep driving petrols and diesels, because he's doing a wonderful job. And we're finally having some decent fucking weather in the world. Well, the rest of the world has decent weather all the time. It's just the UK that doesn't. And therefore, Ed Millipede has decreed that we can no longer have nice weather. We are not entitled to it. We need to be punished for the nice weather by having net zero everywhere and all being skint. Hence the need for this. However, apparently, this thing is available on CarWow, because I went on and did another quote to see what it would cost. And this is an estimate, and I must stress, this is an estimate. I think you'll find it's a lot less than that. These are the figures given to me by CarWow. I can't go on anything else. And of course, here they come across the split screen. If I do this and then go, and then they appear there, makes me look good. And as you can see, the deposit, £4,784 deposit. And this is only a lease. This is not a lease to buy. This is a lease. So you don't own the vehicle at the end of it. But you do get to lease it for 4 years at a princely sum of 398 point something pounds for 48 months, which is a tad over 19 grand. add it to the deposit, and for the privilege of driving this piece of shit round Britain for 4 years, you'd never take it abroad, that would just be fucking suicide. You're going to pay the princely sum of 23,888 quid, and at the end of that 4 years, not only are you going to lost the best part of 24 grand, you are going to lose your car, you will also have lost your sanity. Then again, if you sign up to this deal, you never had any fucking sanity in the first place. So there you have it. 2 cars are now on the list of the 3,750 quid grant. One of them is an insult to the word Puma, and the other one is an insult to the word intelligence, and an insult to the word car, and an insult to the word vehicle, really. In fact, it's just an insult. So I've got no doubt that Ford will now be on the phone to me, much like they were with the Capri, begging me to take one for a test drive when it arrives. And I suppose I could, provided I just went from, you know, the garage to McDonald's drive-through and back. That's probably as far as you could get on a full charge. And to be honest, it would take me that long. It accelerates that slow. I'd have an hour's test drive. It would take me that long to get there. And if there was a queue at a drive-through, I probably wouldn't get back in time. So there we have it. The new Ford, what's it called? The Ford E-Tourneo Courier. A absolutely shining turd in the world of milk floatery. It is now the #1 floater. It has overtaken the 3 floaters that troll me on a daily basis. Gone very quiet this week, by the way, all 3 of them. Clearly I haven't said anything to wind them up. And fuck me, I've been trying. They didn't even bite on the inhaling toxic fumes thing yesterday, which I was quite surprised at. I thought they'd have gone for that because they wouldn't have watched the video and seen me smoking at the end. I mean, that literally was 8 minutes of video, which was 7 minutes and 30 seconds of setup for a 30-second punchline, which was appreciated in the comments. Thank you very much for all your nice comments about how that made you cry. I'm glad I could still be of service. So there we go. The government grant is now available, but it's for cars you don't want, you don't need, and you're never going to have. So it's fucking pointless. Future my arse.